Hey guys, how's it going? How you doing? Caleb here. Love ya. And well, I'm back for this crazy video. And yeah, I just had a little free time and I thought, well, it's not gonna get crazier than this. Um, One may have thought that after Kanye's last major song, which is called Cousins, which is, I don't know if it's equally as crazy, but very close to at least. I'm sure some would call it more crazy. I wouldn't argue with you. Anyway, um, I had heard the earlier version of this song. This is kind of revamped, but I'll just get into it, shall we? Hopefully the camera's okay there. Man, these people took my kids from me, then they froze my bank account. I got so much anger in me, got no way to take it out. Think I'm stuck in the matrix, when I flush my nitrous. Yes, I am a cook, I like when people fuck on my bitch. Shit that I'm posting on Twitter, they telling me, hey, don't say that. How niggas can't see me in public, I'm driving an all-chrome Maybach. With all of the money and fame, I still can't get my kids back. With all of the money and fame, I still don't get to see my children. Niggas see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be feeling. So I became a Nazi, yeah, bitch, I'm the villain. He changed that beginning part from the original, which I think sounds a lot better. So that's cool. Anyway, I was wondering what the symbolism is. Looks like kind of tribal clothing. Obviously, it's like something like that. But I don't know. So crazy. Wow. Wow. Okay, so oh my gosh, so many things. Uh Shoot, I forgot to cut up the music more. Now it's probably gonna get probably would have been flagged either way, but anyway. Okay. Might be taken down entirely. In which case I'll just post my reaction without the music. Okay. Couple big things just for the future. If anybody comes across this video and sees me watching it or singing along, I don't condone anything. This is Kanye's lyrics. I'm just singing along. I'm dancing along, and you know, I don't know. That's just how it is. This is just a reaction video. Although I would say that it's hard to say that it's not catchy, right? I thought, oh, I wonder what he's saying at the end, which you know, I'm pretty sure we can deduct that it's Hitler's speech at the end. So I went to Genius to look this up, and oh, not found. I wonder if they blocked him, which kind of goes back to the lyrics earlier, saying about how he can't see his kids and his money is froze. Oh, it says version 2, also not found. Everything's not found, so I'm just gonna look up the lyrics, because maybe somebody puts like, maybe someone has put up a translation to the German part, which would be interesting. There's a lot to go off of these lyrics. Obviously, it's kind of like if you just put all the craziest things together that you could, you know. Yeah, I don't see the lyrics, but anyway, in an ideal world, the best quality of everything would be what was absorbed the most. So like we have this idea of the cream rises to the top, meaning the best stuff gets seen and shown and experienced, but that's not really the way things are. You have to have a certain level of quality, and obviously extremely high quality stuff is much easier to promote, and I've seen people try to push stuff that's not good enough. But if you have something that's good enough, then it mostly comes down to how much you promote it. If you ask people what their favorite food is in life, almost no one's going to say, oh, this thing that I had at this ultra luxury restaurant or something. And that food, a lot of it is fantastic. But usually they're going to say, like, oh, I got this from this street vendor once, this whatever was so good. Personally, maybe the best food I had was from a very small chain called Tijuana Tacos, which is in Southern California. It's not in Tijuana, as far as I know, but it's called Tijuana Tacos. I digress. What I'm saying is that, DJ Khaled's a pretty good example. Kanye, obviously, is like they're getting all these, people say eyeballs, but you could say ears. They're getting all these people to encounter the content. And I would say that most of Kanye's music, most of DJ Khaled's, at least their big hits, are pretty high quality in terms of the production, in terms of how catchy they are, how much people want to listen to them, how much people, when they hear it, they want to hear it again right away. I'd say that would be, something that's sufficiently high enough quality. But the best songs ever made, you may have never heard because they just weren't promoted well or enough, or somebody just didn't promote them at all. So anyway, the reason I'm saying that is just because, like, my point being that Kanye, he could think and say all these things, and it seems like for him it's a point of trying to be able to say and do what he wants and express how he wants, and that may be true, but I think that is probably true, but I think also if he thought that this would not work at all, if he thought that this would like not bring any attention to the music, I don't think he would do it. And I think that goes for most artists in any field that requires, getting attention to make money. A lot of people just go for quality, and that can work. I think of, like an Adele. But, if you're not Adele, if you don't have her voice, if you don't have that polished of an act just in terms of singing, then you got to throw other things in there if you want to get your stuff heard, if you want to make a career out of it. So visuals, um, like wild lyrics. I think of Kesha when she started, and she's a very intelligent person, but she just went for like craziness, kind of bright colors, kind of. It's almost like getting like appeasing to the childlike mentality, because children like those like bright colors and stuff, and it just easily grabs people's attention. Childlike things can pretty easily get adults' attention often too. Like bright colors and simple music and anyway. Yeah, so this I guess just to kind of summarize, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what Heil Hitler means. I just know it's something Hitler, and so I don't know. I don't condone anything here, but I do think that people should be able to do crazy things like this and not be shunned from society. I think if somebody's doing something that you think is egregious, then you try to sit down and talk to them, and you bring your points as to why something is right or wrong, and they will do so. You guys do research and so on and so forth. So yeah, I hope my audio is recording here. But yeah, this is pretty wild, visuals. It's not that complicated though, it's just these guys standing here. So yeah, I'd be curious to hear what other people think. Trying to think of anything else to say. Yeah, I guess I'll end it with even if somebody's doing something I don't necessarily agree with, I do want the best for them, and I do think helping you, in order to help people, you have to let them say what they think and feel. Because if you keep those things inside, then you get a situation where things build up too much, and then there's huge backlash. Whereas if you would have just let people talk to begin with, you could have settled things and not have, possibly some causing bad things to happen because people feel like they've been pushed down or not listened to or ignored for too long, or people trying to control them. I think that's Kanye's thing. Mostly he feels like he doesn't want to be controlled by people, which I think everyone can understand, So anyway, love you guys. Thanks for watching. And if you would, comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe and like, and yeah, have a good one. Take care.